All right, fall drop test in 3, 2, 1. Wow. 1. Wow. So I would be falling from right there onto this anchor, and I would fall down to there.
In this video, I'm gonna try and climb one of the scarier trees in the area that has a pretty big run out, and the only protection you get in the crux section, 15 feet above your last anchor, is a monkey fist. Most of the time when we are lead climbing strangler figs, we are wrapping slings around tubular sections of the trunk. This is really unique to how the strangler fig tree forms, and most of the time allows us to climb the trees with minimal risk. The strangler fig wood is really strong and can hold even the biggest of falls, but especially with the older strangler figs that have grown bigger and more blank, there are not as many spots to place protection, and oftentimes all you get is a sort of crack or constriction. And in this case, we'll need to use protection like this, a monkey fist, essentially a ball of rope tied together that we can wedge into the constrictions. Outside of a few rock crags with strong ethics against metal protection, monkey fists aren't really used that much in the world of normal rock climbing, and probably for good reason. They are definitely not the most reliable or reusable form of protection, but on the trees, they are kind of all we have. Metal gear probably wouldn't even work, and if it did, it would definitely be against our ethics of trying to do as little damage to the tree as possible. This tree is one that we call the friends tree, or Arbol Amigos. I've been trying this hard side on top rope for years, but have not yet worked up the courage to lead climb it. That's basically the last piece of protection that I get until that pod up there. The climbing itself isn't super difficult. Maybe the crux is comparable to 511C or 6C+. But what makes it so committing, something that the grade comparison doesn't really reflect, is how insecure it is. The crux involves shimmying up this sort of pillar with no distinct handholds. And then you do a big reach, even for me at 6'1", to get both hands into this pod. In this transfer, this is the most insecure part because you have to switch your feet on non-existent footholds, really pasting your feet on slight variations in the bark. Conveniently, this is also when you are highest above the last anchor, with the biggest fall potential. And while this probably wasn't a good idea for my confidence, I wanted to see what a fall might actually look like if I fell during this crux move. So this is simulating a potential lead fall. Theoretically, if I were to fall right here, which is sort of the tippy top of the crux, I'd have this much rope going to my last anchor, and I kind of want to see how big of a fall it's going to be. 3, 2, 1. Wow. And well, it definitely freaked me out a little bit, but I still had enough confidence from all of this top roping work to give it a go on lead. So climbing a route like this requires being in a pretty good headspace, and one of the easiest ways for me to ruin that headspace is to drink too much caffeine. This is something that I used to do a lot. I get anxious, I get jittery, and so that's why for the past year or so, I've been drinking mud water every morning. This has become pretty much an essential part of my daily routine. Mud water combines masala chai with cacao and functional mushrooms. You get long-lasting energy from the theobromine in the cacao, And you get all of these functional mushrooms that help promote immunity, gut health, and mental clarity. On top of that, Mudwater is also 100% certified organic, and all of the mushrooms are grown here in the US. Mudwater has been a supporter of this channel for more than a year now. I really appreciate them. And if you want to check them out, maybe make Mudwater a part of your morning routine, then I've put the link down in the description. Alrighty, thank you Mudwater for sponsoring this video. Cool. Sweet. Okay, I got what I need.
Got what you need?
Yeah, a couple slings. Yeah, I think I'm only gonna place 3 pieces, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Cool.
Have fun. Be ready to run.
Run it out.
I'll be ready to run.
Yeah, right. The first half of the tree is pretty easy, and I placed these 2 anchors on the lower section before the run out. Thankfully, this last anchor that I would be falling onto is wrapped around this massive, strong section of the trunk. Looking up at the blank section, yeah, it's definitely pretty terrifying seeing how high up my next anchor placement is. But I spend a minute or so shaking it out and, yeah, really preparing myself for the climbing to come. This is about as good as a monkey fist placement can get, which is really great because if this thing were to blow in a fall, well, yeah, let's just not think about that. Also, the reason I don't put an anchor around the limb that I'm grabbing in this pod is that the limb is actually kind of dead. It wiggles a little bit and definitely would not hold a big fall. So the monkey fist is really the only option for protection here. Woo!